What's going on, everybody? Welcome. I know it's pretty late. It's 11:17 p.m. my time, so it's pretty late eastward. But I figured I would test out Los Mobile and live streaming. Done it before, but got questioned on it. So for when that person watches this, is going to watch it live, or if they watch the replay, then they can see for themselves just how well Los Mobile actually works. Now, it's not going to work in every place. Okay, let's get real. All right, just like any provider out there, it depends in your region what works pretty good. And it could be Verizon, you know what I mean? Could be T-Mobile, could definitely be AT&T. But anyways, so Los Mobile's on my Pixel 4, and yeah, it's seems good so far. I mean, it's showing full bars. So while that's happening, let me pull up Twitter here. May seem like that there's a search for new Team Pixel people. Of course, I'm not entirely sure, but I'll show you guys what's up. First, I gotta get it pulled up though. So, heck yeah! I wish they would bring this. They would bring this to well, the whole thing with Twitter, the Twitter web. They would bring that to the actual Twitter app. Could it be cool to be able to have dark mode and stuff like that? Yo, what's up, Latrell? What's going on, man? Maverick, hey, welcome. So I'm trying to find this this tweet that was posted today, and the floodgates have opened up on this. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, I'm just gonna pull up my tweet to it. So let me screen share this. I guess they're looking for new Team Pixel members. So people are they're replying to this tweet, basically, literally just naming off channels that this person should take a look at. So this was a reply from Alt Dad Tech. So shout out to him for the reply. He did a reply back. What's kind of funny. But anyways, the tweet that I'm talking about is this one from Mark Wim, and kind of scrolling down here to see if I find it. Here it is. Recommend any new YouTube channels in the US I should check out. And as you can see, the floodgates have opened. I think I was the last one to kind of reply to it, and like I suggested, B-Tech Review and Alt Dad Tech. I would really like to see them at least get if they are basic, I guess I can go away auditioning for Team Pixel members. I guess these two guys I'd recommend. And you can see Alt Dag replied with the GIF. But I mean, like Android Stud pretty much listed off, at Phone Tech at Work, Forbes Tech Review, BG Tech Life, RP3 Reviews, and the Tech Gent. And RJ Tech, at Team Vari, and Adams Review Tech. At Team Vari, I think also should get it too. I've been watching his stuff, and I've learned about Team Vari from Jerome. So when I was watching Jerome's live streams about fasting and stuff like that, he was talking about tech. I would see Vari in there, talking about it. So yeah, people literally auditioning for Team Pixel. Trent's Tech. formerly Tech Rant, um, recommended Alt Dad Tech. Isn't that pretty cool? This person, can I recommend myself? That's kind of funny. Can I recommend myself? That's kind of funny. But yeah, I retweeted his tweet about it. So if you guys like have like a favorite YouTuber that you guys think should be invited into Team Pixel, I guess comment on this. I mean, Fit Blonde Tech, she's like me. She just said me. She's recommending herself. You have an interesting channel. Someone replied to her. These are some funny tweets. Unnamed review guy says, "How about TikTok?" Wow, they literally went. I mean, somebody pretty much referred their own channel. I don't know. I guess it wouldn't be odd if I referred my own channel. So weird about it. I think it stands a better chance if if other people recommend, right, instead of you recommending yourself. At least that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Currently ordering Domino's, so the usual. Nice. Grill out tonight. I really can't, only because we're experiencing a dust storm here in Phoenix right now currently. So, but yeah, it was pretty fun to see that. And shout out to B Tech Review. The reason why I learned about this tweet was because he hit me up on Twitter DM and he was like, "Yo, that guy Mark Gwim, who basically is like the relations manager for Team Pixel, followed B Tech Reviews on Twitter," and I was like, "Yo, that's cool." You know what I mean? Like, I'm excited for him. I'm hoping the reason why he followed Mike is because they have their eye on his channel, and he may possibly be invited into Team Pixel. Okay. Whoa. All kinds of stuff coming in right now. But I am definitely hoping that Mike from B Tech Reviews gets in there. I don't have a Twitter notification, bro. You're getting a Pixel 5 tomorrow? And I was trying to think, is there anything I should be aware of for that phone? No. If it's not about super bad, no, there wouldn't really be. I mean, most people's complaint about the Pixel 5 is just the fact that it's using a 765G processing chip. But honestly, that's not a killer. You know what I mean? Like if you need like a super high powered phone, which I mean, for everything that I do, the Pixel 5 pretty much holds out really strong. To that extent, what I'm trying to say is basically is like I don't feel it's underpowered at all. Like I use it side by side, with my Pixel 4. So I use both these phones, and the experience, like, it doesn't feel like that it's an underpowered phone at all. Oh, you seen a notification pop up while you were screaming? Oh, okay. I don't know. Probably. Twitter's weird like that. Hold on. Let me see what the notification is. I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you, Latrell. But yeah, you're gonna be surprised just on how well the Pixel 5 is. I mean, battery life is actually pretty good on it. Really good. The cameras is still king in my opinion, and Android is very well optimized. I don't really have any hiccups or anything like that using it whatsoever. So yeah, if you're like a hardcore gamer on the phone and everything like that, it's still gonna handle pretty well. Pretty strange, right? That it has a 700 series chip and yet it doesn't feel underpowered at all. Compared to something with an 800 series chip like the Pixel 4. I mean, a lot of people have their complaints and people have their preferences, and I'm not going to knock anybody who's like, I don't like the Pixel 5 because it doesn't have an 800 series chip. Hey, cool, whatever, you know what I mean? There's other devices out there. That's what makes Android so much, so beautiful, is the fact that it has like so many different options, you know what I mean? But Yeah, you're not going to be disappointed. In my opinion, you're not going to be disappointed with the Pixel 5. So that's awesome though. But yeah, we're currently being slammed by a dust storm right now. So I figured, you know what? Like, I mean, I was gonna go live for a little bit. I'm trying to keep myself occupied because I'm like nervous. I'm always pretty open with you guys and gals. But my oldest daughter is currently at the Children's Hospital right now, and they're about to do a CAT scan. She ended up getting like an abscess in her throat, like under her tongue and kind of like in her throat area. So they're about to do a CAT scan right now to kind of see, if it's going to go away on its own or if it needs to be surgically removed. And it doesn't, she's not in pain or anything like that. Thank the Lord for that. She's not feeling any pain. It just bothers her, So I'm just hoping that it's not anything serious because, like, her mom was like reading up earlier, and she was reading about, abscess in the throat or in the mouth and how it can travel. And wow, it's actually dropping signal. It's crazy. But yeah, it can affect the brain. It can affect the spine. So like, I was like freaking out all day. They're still at the Children's Hospital. They're still there. So I have the S205G, the S25G. Okay, I read that wrong. Right now, but battery is not great at all because all I do is play Fortnite and watch videos. Even when I'm not, it still dies within a day of it being used lightly. No, not strep throat. She doesn't have strep throat. The last thing that the doctor said is that it could possibly be a cyst. See, we thought it was just like an abscess, like an infection, and we were like wondering like how they're gonna deal with it. But they're saying that it might be a cyst. That's why they're gonna do a CT scan right now, or like they're probably doing it right now. Because I just got off a video call with her earlier. I talked to her a little bit. She's a brave little girl, so. And so I'm just trying to keep busy. My mind's just like running 100 miles a minute. So I came on here to just pretty much chit chat with people for a little bit and just kind of like, stay calm. And we're being hit by a dust storm at the same time. So they need to put you on Team Pixel. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. I just thought it was funny because when I seen that tweet and I was like, oh, the floodgates have opened. Then sure enough, I mean, there's lots of people replying and. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really going to vote myself, so I decided to throw in 2 names that, I thought would be perfect to be, to join Team Pixel. You're already in it, Latrell, so I can't nominate you. So I nominated Alt Dad Tech and I nominated B Tech Reviews. I think Mike, works just, if not, he works harder than me on his YouTube channel, and he really does. He really does. Like, Mike really does work really hard on his YouTube channel. Like, I can tell. Like, some people may get rubbed the wrong way with Mike live streams, and he says, he's got 12,000 subscribers and only like 2 viewers on his live streams. People might be like, thinking a certain way, but understand this about Mike. I've known Mike for the longest time. I've known him since I started YouTube way back in 2011. Like, I don't know him personally. Like, we never lived in the same town. We never hung out together at at like a club or a bar or anything like that. But we were, not in a competitive way, but we were how to put it. So we weren't like, we didn't go say, hey man, I'm going to compete against you and see, whose channel grows. We never had like a verbal discussion like that, but we would have like a friendly competition with each other to kind of push each other to grow. You know what I mean? And it was funny because he and I were unboxing the same phones. I mean, there were a couple of phones he got that I didn't get. Obviously, back then I wasn't even doing so well. So, what I got was what I was going to use, and I would unbox that. But, we did unboxings. We were both using Virgin Mobile service. We were both providing information about Virgin Mobile and, the quirky things you can do with it, like, using a VoIP with Google Voice to give you unlimited talk. Because like back then, Virgin Mobile had like the $25 plan, which I thought this plan was solid. But it was $25 a month. It was 300 minutes of talk and then unlimited text and unlimited data, like unlimited 3G data. And we were both like trying to like teach people like quirky workarounds and stuff like that. And, he was doing a lot of the unboxing on their phones, like I think what's called the Samsung Reverb or something like that. I forgot. We both did reviews on the Samsung Galaxy S2 Epic 4G Touch. I think he had the HTC Evo V4G because I had one, which is basically the Evo 3D. But I think he got a couple of HTC devices that I didn't get my hands on. But yeah, we've known each other for a long, long, long time, and he puts a lot of work into his YouTube, as well as balancing his day. You guys are back from the CT scan. Okay, text me what they said. Like, send it in Google Chat. But yeah, if I don't get in, I would love to see him get in. And so I'm rooting for him because the dude followed him back on Twitter. So Mark Wim followed Mike. So I'm like, yo, that means he's watching you just like you're watching him. Like, I hope that you get that lovely email that requests for your address, because they're gonna be sending you out the Pixel 5a. That'd be so cool to see Mike get it. So, and I appreciate everyone who wants me in on Team Pixel. I want to be in on Team Pixel. I do. But I'm not going to kill myself doing it. And if I don't get it, I'm not going to, go insane or whatever. I would, but whoever gets in that I know, definitely going to be super supportive of them and congratulate them for getting into it. So besides that, I picked up a couple of devices. There was not devices, but cases. There were 2 cases that I wanted from this person. And basically I got 5 cases for $22, and they're pretty nice cases for the Pixel 4. But this lady sold it to me from OfferUp, so some of them are, I'm obviously not really gonna use. I will use this one right here. This I don't know, kind of reminds me of Night Sight, or actually astrophotography. So astrophotography case, I'm gonna call this one. And then there's this pastel mint green kind of color, and then a pastel purple color. And so that's 3 of them. Another case is a pink one, and I have this one just in case, if my lady wants to use my Pixel 4, then there's a nice woman style case for her to use. And then there's this hefty duty case that has this weird pattern on the back of it. That's also, she can use either one of these 2 cases with the Pixel 4 if she decides to use it. I tend to swap out devices with my lady, and she can use it. So yeah, I have those cases in case she ever decides to use the Pixel 4. And out of those 5, I got 3 of the cases that I'm willing to use on my Pixel 4. This astrophotography one looks pretty cool, so I might rock that just for the hell of it. Right now I'm just using the purple pastel one because I like purple. Purple is one of my top 3 colors I like. How is the stream holding so far? Let me know if the stream is doing good, if it's okay, or if it's glitching out, if it's getting pixelated or whatever. I need to know. The testing out, live streaming, Los Mobile. And here where I live at, the reception is always bad, so I'm surprised. If it's actually handling pretty decent, I'll be a little bit surprised because sometimes it doesn't handle all that great. Any service provider here, my place. Thumbs up. Thanks, Mav. Appreciate it. Yeah. So also to the person that was on the Los Mobile live stream. Oh no, Matt was asking if it was strep throat that she had. So, but to the person that commented on the Los Mobile video, not video, but live stream where I was talking about Los Mobile. First of all, I just gotta explain, I'm not Carlos. That person is commenting on that live stream as if I am Carlos. I'm not Carlos. I'm just somebody that reviewed Los Mobile, and I responded trying to get them to the right place because I guess they ordered a Los Mobile, and they haven't received their order number for their SIM card being shipped out. And just to let you know, I got in touch with Carlos, and he's got the order and it's shipping out probably tonight. There'll be an update showing you a tracking number. But just like I said, anyone that sees that live stream about Los Mobile, hopefully they understand. All I did was review it, and yeah, if you got any inquiries about Los Mobile questions, or your order or whatever, you gotta best way I know of to get in touch with them is on Twitter at Los Mobile. Just DM them. I'm using Los Mobile, aka AT&T, is what I'm using. So, and it's on the Pixel 4. So I'm not using my home Wi-Fi. I'm just using the AT&T line. It seems like it kind of dropped bars. I expected that to happen because we're currently in a dust storm. I posted a small video to Facebook showing that we're in a dust storm. And now it's actually saying that severe thunderstorm warning. So we got possibly a thunderstorm coming our way. And if my lovely daughter is watching, Daddy loves you, and I am, just hanging tight till you come home. Oh, the device that I'm using? I'm using my Pixelbook to stream. So this is the Pixelbook Chromebook, basically. You see the mic's right here. I'm not using a phone or anything like that. Just using my Pixelbook. Well, look on my Facebook page, bro. I posted a quick 26-second video. It's not even really that bad when I open the door to look outside. I mean, basically just, strong winds, because not far from here, about, I would say maybe about 4 hours from here. No, not 4 hours. Maybe like 3.5 hours from here. There's actually sand dunes, like right in between Arizona and southern Arizona and Southern California. There's sand dunes, and when the winds travel that way, they actually carry the dust and blow it all the way into Phoenix. She's listening. I'm glad my daughter's watching my live stream. I feel like a proud dad right now. My daughter's watching. So I know that's like one of her passions and things that she wants to do. But of course, she has to focus with school before I allow her to have a YouTube channel for her to vlog or do what she wants to do. Yeah, it's not anything dramatic, a dust storm, but now we're about to get slammed with thunderstorms, which is kind of crazy because I I pay attention to like the weather news and stuff like that, and I was told that we have this high pressure system over us, some more excessive heat warnings here, in Arizona and in New Mexico, and that the high pressure system that's over us right now is pushing the jet stream more north. So like, Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota, like those areas would get slammed with thunderstorms and water. But down here we would remain dry. So it's kind of interesting that we're getting a thunderstorm, possibly a little bit of rain. But I know it's not going to be like good enough rain to actually combat the drought that we're in right now. We get dust devils here. Dust devils are pretty cool. Yeah, in Texas, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Side note, because we all know I'm a nerd and stuff like that. So there's other like things that I dwell in on the nerd side of things. But I read an article today that a Class X 1.5 solar flare actually erupted from our sun back in July 3rd. So we're getting all this really weird, heat waves and whatnot, which would also explain that, from the 4th of July up until now, if you've had some interference, like with your mobile device, the GPS not working or anything like that, literally, these solar flares, they don't impact us here on the ground, but they can kind of mess with the GPS frequencies. So that's, if you're wondering what's going on, if your GPS is acting abnormal than usual, that would probably be the reason why. So it's not a detrimental solar flare, but it's according to them, it's a pretty big one. And if you've never seen the movie The Knowing, definitely check it out if you're wondering just how bad solar flares can be. If there was one that was to actually erupt and we would be in the damage path. And I mean, like, not an average solar flare that the sun puts out normally, but like a huge catastrophic solar flare could literally destroy the planet. Tired already? I know, babe. It's like almost midnight. You should be asleep by now. How big is our sand dunes? The city is trying to preserve ours because Lake Michigan eroding everything. It's I want to say it's like gigantic. I mean, it runs for several miles. I don't know how far like north it runs to, because I've never actually went into the sand dunes and just like walked to see where it ends. I know that it goes past the Mexico border into Mexico, and goes south a little bit, like in the frontera, in that area. So yeah. You're nerdy, then you must be a Star Trek fan. Um, so I like Star Trek. Don't get me wrong, but when people will tell me Star Trek or Star Wars, I lean more towards Star Wars. But I do like Star Trek. I used to watch it with my dad all the time, and for me, Next Generation was where it's at. Deep Space Nine wasn't to me. It wasn't that all interesting. I mean, it's a far outer rim, station or whatever. My older sister, she got really into Voyager, but I'm more of Next Generation than anything. So yeah, I'm pretty fortunate to have Kenosha Sand Dunes like 3 minutes away from here. Cool. What do you do at the sand dunes for fun? Because for us to go to the sand dunes here, we gotta drive like 3 hours. Um, and then of course, the desert too. There's open desert, and those winds pick those dirts up and blow it into the city. If you Google search like Haboob, that's what it's called, a Haboob. If you Google search Haboob, Phoenix, Arizona, you'll see some of the pictures that Fox 10 News captured for when these dust storms come in during the daytime, and you'll actually see what it looks like. On ground level, being in the dust storm, it's not like the movie The Scorpion King where you'll find all those guys in the Valley of the Dead. It's nothing like that. It just looks very hazy outside. Obviously, the sky is orange, like a dark orange, because of the sand mixing with the street lights reflecting. So yeah. Hang on, let me go back. You whip up barbecue when I go up there? This month, it's literally down the street from me at my house. Oh, you just never got over there? Okay. Star Trek has a lot of techno babble. They explain everything in detail, like solar flares. Oh yeah. Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah, I'm not a Trekkie. I have friends that are Trekkies. Like, I have friends back in Hawaii who speak Klingon. I never took the time to learn the language. So they basically talk crap about me behind my back speaking Klingon, but it's okay. If I had the midichlorians inside my body, I would force choke them. You should go check it out sometime, man. It's like right there by you. I like to explore the places that I live at. One of my fondest memories, literally, is going to the Grand Canyon, and the Grand Canyon is pretty awesome. My kids enjoyed going there. They really loved going there. I mean, we went there. I think we picked the worst time to go. We went there when it was still cold outside. So being up at the Grand Canyon, it was like super cold. Like we went, we looked at the canyon, took a couple of pictures, then we went back to the car, turned the heater on to warm up, and then I just went back to get some more shots. Like, my babe's pretty supportive of what I do. Like, and I think that's like one of the things that I love about her so much. Is like I do all these crazy things, and she supports me. But she doesn't blindly support me. Like, she knows when certain things are no good, and even if she knows it's gonna hurt my feelings, she will tell me, like, hey, you know what? Like, maybe kind of back away from this for right now, give yourself a break or whatever, like, she's always on my side on these things. And yeah. It's one of the reasons why I love her to death. Funny thing is, if you guys didn't know, in my late 20s, I tried being a rapper. It's hilarious as hell. My brother Ruben, he's really good at freestyling and everything like that. And so, we wanted to mess around with music and everything like that. I started writing, and I was putting songs together. I was trying to get him on it, and I suck. But when I was doing it, she was behind me 100% on it, and she was just like, she would critique my stuff. She would tell me what I wrote, what sounds good, what doesn't. You know what I mean? And I looked at it and I was like, okay, I could have pursued it, But when you kind of really look at the music industry, it's not somewhere where I want to be. And I think what really clicked for me to kind of back away was I watched this documentary about one of my favorite bands called 30 Seconds to Mars. Um, I did great. But this band 30 Seconds to Mars, which the lead singer is Jared Leto, they did a documentary because at a certain point they basically went to war with their record label, which was EMI Virgin Records. And a German businessman bought Virgin Records and then did all these things, and so they weren't getting the pay that they thought they were supposed to get, and then all of a sudden the record company didn't want to renegotiate their contract, and 30 Seconds to Mars wanted to end the contract because in California statute basically is that you can't remain in a contract for more than 7 years, and EMI was like, no, that doesn't apply to us. And so they kind of went back and forth, and EMI sued 30 Seconds to Mars for $30 million. And they documented the whole thing. And when Chester Bennington from Linkin Park, because he was in the documentary, he kind of like outlined all these things that happened in the music industry, and I was shocked to see all this stuff, because I was like, wait a minute. So you sign to a record label, they front you like $750,000 to do your album, and then you do your album, and let's say like your album makes $5 million, hypothetically speaking. Then they take the $750,000 that they advanced you. They take their cut for promotions. They take packaging fees, like making the CDs and stuff like that. And they take out also for damage fees to CDs, right? But then they also have a damage fee for digital copies. And I was like, wait, how does a digital copy get damaged? Like, what insurance do you have on that? Because of course they got to ship these albums out to all these different record stores, and if a box goes missing or gets burned in a freak accident fire, it's got to be covered and all this other stuff. So they're paying for that insurance on their music. So literally, like what Chester Bennington had said, your song that you worked so hard for literally costs as much as like a cup of coffee. And it was crazy. And I was like, this is the music industry. And then they have things called a 360 deal, because record labels, they wanted to squeeze however much money they could out of artists. And so instead of just having an artist signed to their label and making money off their music, they would come up with these new contract styles, and these new contract styles was called 360 deals, which means that the record label not only makes money on the artist's music, but if the artist does a commercial, they get a percentage of that pay from whatever company. Like say Walmart hired, Machine Gun Kelly to do a commercial, right? And Machine Gun Kelly's in a 360 deal with Bad Boy Entertainment. So Bad Boy gets like a percentage of what Walmart was going to pay Machine Gun Kelly to do the commercial. And if like say MGK was in a movie, they would get a percentage, from the movie. Like these 360 deals pretty much like made it lucrative. Now I understand why the music industry would go that route. That's because ever since that we were able to pirate music digitally with things like FrostWire, LimeWire, Kazaa, BearShare, and all these other different things out there, the music industry took a dive, especially when Apple came out with iTunes and was able to like digitally deliver music to media players. The sales for CDs and vinyl records dipped really bad, and so these labels had to find a new way to basically make money. And then also you had like was it back in 2007, 2008, 2009, it was cool to be an independent label, right? So you had rappers like David Banner, who didn't really sign to any label as an artist, but created his own record label. And then when he blew up, you had like Interscope wanting to do a deal with him, saying, just a lot of people like Swisher House Records, literally just, built from the ground up, and then landed a deal with a major distribution company. Same with Dope House Records. I mean, there's at that time, it was more lucrative for you to make your music pull up to a gas station off the side of an interstate, pop your trunk with a sound system, bang your music, and when people will listen to it, and if people got curious, yo, who did that? You know, they'd be like, I made that song. This is my mixtape. It's $5. Boom. Falling asleep on the chair. I'm sorry, babe. I know. You know what? You and Jalen need to take a nap. Go ahead and nap, babe. You know, try to get some sleep and everything like that. And then afterwards, when you guys leave, if she's able to eat, then you can pick her up something to eat. I know she's hungry. Baby girl, if you're listening, Dad knows you're hungry. I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry, but it won't be too long, okay? You know, be brave. You're doing a good job. You're my brave little girl. So, you know, keep it up. Dad's very proud of you. And there'll be no time before you hear them say that you can go home, okay? Don't go by like that. So, if you want to take a nap, honey girl, just go ahead and take a nap. And babe, you can take a nap too. But yeah, so that's why I never pursued trying to go after the music industry, because with all that stuff in it, like, yeah, it could be lucrative for you. It could be. But that, me and that type of pressure don't go hand in hand. And like, I know what my limits are. And so it's just like, yeah, no. So I never pursued it. David Banner, aka the Incredible Hulk. No, he's a hip hop artist, but I mean, like, I don't know if his name has any reference to that. But Father of the Year. No, man, I'm just a dad. I'm just a dad. So, and like, I know what it's like. I can only imagine what my daughter's feeling. Hey, Nevaeh, you kind of scared me there. Hi. Huh? Well, she'll be back soon. I don't know. It depends on the doctor. Yeah. You guys go ahead and put on the movie and just relax. After I'm done with this, I'll come out there and hang out with you guys. Okay? Love you. But yeah, like I said, I can only imagine what she's going through. You guys are just about done? Cool. When I was, I've told the story many times before. When I was, 14, I ended up with appendicitis, but no one got to it in time to figure out what it was. And so the appendix ruptured in my stomach, and by the time that and it was like I still, like, I don't even know if the doctor's still alive, but his name was Dr. Carnes. You want some Dominoes? All you gotta do is fly out here. But this doctor, so he was a surgeon. He happened to be in the ER when my mom and my sister brought me in for the 5th time, because I could barely walk at this point. Like my whole stomach was just in excruciating pain. And my mom and my sister was arguing with the ER doctor. I remember her name. Her name was Dr. Starr. I remember her name personally because she kept telling him it was stomach flu. It would take a few days to pass. My sister's like, stomach flu doesn't do that to somebody. He can't move his leg. And I was just like laying in a hospital gurney. And this doctor, his name is Dr. Carnes, he comes up and he asks me, just to let him know he's going to put some pressure in a certain area of my stomach. Let him know if the pain starts to kind of subside. And I'm like, okay, but I'm like wanting to scream my guts out. And he pushes down right on the right side of my stomach. And I feel like the pain is still there, but it's not as excruciating. It's not as excruciating as it was. And while he was pushing in, and I'm like, whoa, like this kind of like feels like it's relieving some of the pain. And, he's like, okay. He's like, I'm going to let go right now. Let me know if the pain comes back. And he let go. And as soon as he let go, it was like a jolt of pain just right back in there. And after him doing that, just that test on me, all I remember before I passed out was he yelled at the staff to get me into the OR, like ASAP, like stat. And I don't remember much. I remember seeing lights because, I'm laying on the gurney looking up and we're passing down the hallway. There's all these lights. I do remember them being put on the OR bed. I do remember them putting like a really, really comfortably warm blanket because like the OR room was like super cold, and they put this blanket on me, and they had me head connected with an IV and everything really quickly. And then I remember this doctor's like, okay, he's like, I'm going to need you to count down from, for 10, count down. And I was like, and I know, and I remember watching movies about people being put to sleep with anesthesia. So I was like, oh, what if I don't fall asleep by 1? And he kind of like smirked at me. He was like, oh, you're gonna go to sleep. And I remember saying 10, and that was the last thing I remember saying. And I was literally going through surgery for 6.5 hours. A portion of my abdominal wall got infected with all that stuff that bursted out of the appendix, so they had to remove part of my abdominal wall. So even if I like shredded all the way skinny and try to work on a 6-pack, I wouldn't have a 6-pack. I'd have like a 5.5 pack because part of that muscle was dead from all that poison from the appendix, and so they had to remove it out of my body. But even after that, I went through 3 more surgeries, 2 more to stop the infection from spreading to my lower legs and to like my heart, because they had to put like a catheter that went into my heart to drain it out and everything. So I went through 3 more of those, and then 1 more, which was a cosmetic. So they were trying to fix my stomach so it looked normal. So yeah, I mean, 5 surgeries I went through, in my mid-teens. And so I can only understand how my daughter feels. I can only imagine, what's going through her head, how she feels, because when I was going through all that, I was terrified. Like I was terrified. I do remember though, and I remember thanking Dr. Carnes, and I even wrote him a letter when I fully recovered and got my life back, because he did save my life. My older sister told me, I remember one day I was playing, we were watching the Alien movie. I think we was watching Alien 3 on the TV, and then we were playing a game together. And my older sister told me that the doctor had told her if he hadn't seen me until 5 minutes later, the charge is not here. They have it at the hospital. You gotta ask Xavier to use his. But if it had been 5 minutes later that he had gotten to me, there would have been no chance of saving me. I was literally 5 minutes away from death. This guy just happened to be in my path, and he wasn't called to look at me. He was just walking by from the ER, handling another case, and eavesdropped on the conversation my sister, my mom, and the ER doctor, Dr. Starr, were having. So this is one of those times where I guess it was okay to butt into somebody else's business, because if he hadn't butt in, if he had just kept to himself and walked, I was a goner. I wouldn't even be here right now doing this live stream. I mean, my dad was in the United States Air Force, and he was retired Air Force, working civil service. So I still had my military benefits. So I still had, a DOD ID card, which I had the like beigeish pink one, which means that I was a dependent. My dad's was blue, which means retired. Green means active duty. So I still had benefits under my dad. So the entire thing didn't cost anything else. I know my mom was frustrated because she literally had like an ironclad case to sue the Naval Hospital for malpractice. And like, my mom still apologizes for it because she hired a lawyer who later on got busted for embezzlement. And crazy as things turned out. But he was supposed to represent my mom and me in suing the Naval Hospital for millions, right? But the case basically didn't go through because that lawyer got busted for embezzlement, including, taking my mom's money and not doing anything. So by the time that, I was 18, my dad put me in touch with a JAG, a judge advocate general. They're military lawyers. And he literally told me, because it was so long until the case got picked back up, that literally, he told me what the amount would be in a settlement, and that would be the best that I would get. And he advised me to just take it. Otherwise it'd be a lot less than that. And I just said, yeah, I don't want to drag this on anymore. Let's just do it. So I got what I got out of it. And in that contract, it said that any future things that happen, I wouldn't hold the Naval Hospital responsible for it. They would take care of any future surgeries if I needed them. So even right now, if something was to happen and it was because of all the damage to my stomach, they would actually handle the surgery, and it would be no cost to me. But other than that, yeah. And it's like weird because people were like, I remember my dad tripped out because when he took me when I was 16, he took me to Hickam Air Force Base because I was supposed to get shots, my updated shots for school and everything like that. And when you are a member in the family who's like one of the parents is in the military, they have all your medical history, and like my medical record was like that thick. It disappeared. It disappeared. My dad's like, when they brought my medical records up, when my dad saw this little skinny photo, my dad's like, he's like, I've been in the military, for this amount of time, and my son was born when I was in the military. That could not be his medical records. And they were like, this is what we have. And whenever you move from like state, from one state to another, the base that's in that area, your records get transferred there by them. You don't carry your records yourself. And so my dad's like, it's impossible. And they're like, oh, it could have been lost. But my dad's like, no, he's been here for a while and his records was here before. So anyways, so like my medical records from the day I was born until the age of 14 is gone, missing. Probably shredded by now. But yeah, military covers 100%. Yeah. But yeah, it was a crazy thing. And me personally, like I never looked at it like I lost millions because the money really didn't matter to me. When I heard that I was like 5 minutes away from death, to be alive is a blessing more than anything else. And that's worth more than millions. So I don't feel bad that I didn't get millions for the lawsuit. And I always tell my mom, like it's it's okay. Like, like don't beat yourself up for it that you picked a lawyer who was crooked. Like you wouldn't have known. I keep trying to remind my mom that like there's no way she would have known this guy was crooked. That's why don't worry about it. She was like, I just want you to get what you deserve. You almost died and I want you to live comfortably. I'm like, maybe it wasn't the plan in life for me to be that way. And I'm fine with that. So, but anyways, yeah. But being in a hospital like really freaks me out. I have a fear of hospitals. People die there. So I can only imagine how my daughter feels. But as my babe says, they're almost done, so they should be leaving soon. Yeah. Anyhow, guys. Yeah, so crazy stories, right? And I'm gonna hop off here, go hang out with my kiddos, wait for my daughter to get home. Thank you for everyone who came inside here and listened to my stories and stuff like that. I really appreciate you guys helping me stay calm. If I get worried, I'm worried about her, and I'm hoping she's okay. I mean, she's okay, but I'm just like, I just want her home. But I do want the doctors to take care of like the stuff that's going on. Yeah, she's in the hospital. So they did a CT scan. I'm about to find out exactly what the results say if she's gonna need surgery for it, because she like underneath her tongue it's like swollen really huge, and I was thinking it was an abscess, but they were saying it could be a cyst. So they needed to do a CT scan. So they did that a while ago, like maybe about like 15-20 minutes ago. So now they're waiting for the results and the referral for what should be done next. I know my babe basically looked it up, and like not long ago my daughter had a tooth pulled, and so my babe was reading something about when you get your tooth pulled, something can happen from that surgery, and that can cause like a certain gland to just start swelling really really big over time. But we're gonna find out. I'm gonna find out what it is as soon as I go and talk to them here in a little bit once I end this live stream. But yeah, my oldest daughter's in the hospital right now, and she was watching this live stream, or she probably still is watching this live stream. I don't know. And that's why I was saying what I was saying, because she was watching. She could be asleep by now. But anyways, all right, I'm gonna hop out of here. Y'all take it easy, be cool, be safe. Latrell, thanks again for that on Twitter. And yeah, well, we'll see what happens. But I'll probably come back live tomorrow. I think she'll be okay, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the good wishes. Y'all are amazing. But yeah, I'm gonna jam out. So enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. I know it's late. It's already like midnight here. So I will see you guys later on today. Hey, fingers crossed, man. Snacking on trolley extreme sour bites and sour eggs with. Wow, that's a crazy combination. Oh, I got yogurt today. I can go get yogurt. All right, guys, I'm gonna jam out of here. Enjoy the rest of your night. Y'all are cool. I'll see you guys later on today for Saturday. A Saturday live stream later on this afternoon. But all right, peace. Aloha.